here at the U.S. Airways Center after the Benevidez Jr. versus Benevidez card. Here with Ray Boom Mancini, legend.
In my own mind, but thank you.
Man, you were a great fighter in your time, man. You saw the fight, Benevidez versus Benevidez. What's your opinion on that?
I like what I said. I like Benevidez. He's an action guy. He's got the goods, and believe me, he's got to use his height. He's a tall, rangy guy. He's going to give anybody headaches. Trust me. But you got to stay off the ropes. He goes on the ropes too much. You know, whether he wants to or not. He says he did it because he could see the punches come from Benevidez. But as see, that becomes a habit. And if he continues to do that, better fighters are going to keep him on the ropes and they're going to hurt him with some shots. Keep a center ring. He did that early in the fight and he was dictating the pace of the fight. As soon as he got back on the ropes, he was letting Paez get that false courage, and get back into the fight.
You made a really good point that right now he might be able to pull that off with fighters like Benevidez Jr. that really haven't reached the higher level. But when Benevidez goes to a higher level and he does that, it's a whole different type of power, a whole different type of speed.
Exactly.
So he needs to kind of switch that up. I kind of like what you said about that.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't want anybody banging on me for no reason. Allowing guys to bang on my arms up. There's no need for that. And second of all, I never do back you up. You let spin off the ropes. The idea is you let a guy come in, spin off the ropes and reverse it and get him on the ropes. But he didn't do that. He laid on the ropes willingly, letting the guy come to him. And I'm telling you, like you just said, when you more experienced fighters, more heavy-handed fighters, it's not a good situation for him. He's not going to want to be there. So I would break that habit now. Keep center ring. When he's in center ring, he's exciting, he's explosive, and he'd be a headache for anybody.
And like you said, he's a lengthy fighter, tough fighter. He should use that reach for his advantage. Now the fight that just happened, fight of the century, or controversial fight of the
the non-fight of the century.
Yes, the non-fight of the century.
The biggest bust out. It was a stinking fight. I said before the fight, I was interviewed by a reporter, and after the fight, he called me and said, "You're the only guy that had four bullet points. He said, you're the only one who got them all right." I said, first of all, it'll be a stinking fight. Why? Because Floyd doesn't engage. He doesn't engage. He hasn't for years. And he's a sharpshooter. Nobody creates space better for themselves than Floyd. He'll hit sharpshoot, 2 punches, jump back. All of a sudden he's going to get ambitious in one night. He's not going to get ambitious in one night to try to engage. He doesn't care that he owes the fans a show. That's one thing fighters have to understand. You owe the fans, you owe the paying public, you have an obligation to pay the public, give them the best fight possible. He doesn't care about that. He's going to take the money and run. He got the highest person in history. I mean, he made more in one night than most third world countries. I mean, it's sad but true. And he didn't even put himself, take a lick of a chance later on the line. He don't close the show. He doesn't do that. So I was so unimpressed. He wanted to fight. Man, he beat Manny, there's no doubt. But it was a non-fight.
No, I do like what you said, and that he owed fans at least something, at least for my generation, to say, dang, all that hype, and it was worth it. I went to Vegas just to be around the fight, and I could say, I think the experience was more important than the fight.
You're right. The experience. A lot of people with the experience, the whole pre-fight event. It's excitement there. There's nothing like the fight. You can go to a World Series, you can go to a Super Bowl, but nothing like a major league fight. There's nothing a professional fight of that magnitude. There's nothing that compares to the energy in that arena. Unfortunately, the fight. And I said this before the fight. That fight could never live up to the hype. The hype was so great. It could never, no matter how good the fight was, would have been, could have been, or should have been, would have never lived up to the hype. But at least tried. It was that hurt boxing more than helped it. It helped it in the sense that it brought it to the forefront of the American public. It still shows that boxing is the #1 spectator sport in the world. It hurt it because of the non-fight it was. They're talking about a rematch. Who cares now? Nobody cares. If it was a great fight like Leonard Duran won, people want to see the rematch. If it's a great fight like a lot of other fights, people want to see it. Nobody wants to see that again.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a special fighter. There's no doubt. And maybe the greatest of the 12-round era. Let's clarify. The 12-round era. Him and Manny may be the 2 greatest fighters of the 12-round era. But let me state, the difference between 12 and 15 is apples and oranges. The true championship distance is 15 rounds. If it wasn't for 15 rounds, the history of boxing would be changed. If it wasn't for 15 rounds, Joe Louis don't beat Billy Conn. If it ain't for 15 rounds, Rocky Marciano doesn't beat Joe Walcott the first time. If it ain't for 15 rounds, Ray Leonard don't beat Tommy Hearns. That's why the last 3 rounds are a true championship distance. Now, does Floyd, is he a special fighter? Yeah, special skills. But he could have never beaten Ray Leonard. Why? Because Ray Leonard had a mean streak. Ray Leonard wanted to close the show. He was a show closer. He didn't want nobody to last a distance with him. Ray wanted to hurt you. He wanted to annihilate you. He wanted to embarrass you. This kid doesn't care about that. Mayweather he'll let you go 12 rounds. He'll slap you around for 12 rounds, but he won't engage. He won't put it on the line. I think Tommy Hearns would have stretched him. I think Duran would have chased him out the ring. And I think Benevidez would have had him talking to himself. That's what I'm saying. Floyd's a great fighter for now. For the 12-round era, maybe the best of the 12-round era. But for him to say the best ever 12, he's delusional. I mean, it's a joke. Can't even take it serious. Special fighter for the 12-round era. Could he have won 15? Maybe, but we'll never know because he never had to.
There we go. Ray Mancini here supporting Arizona boxing. And thank you for this interview also.
My pleasure very much.